All right, now you're being recorded, so you better watch your mouth. Oh, this is a dirt road. No. It was a mud road the last time I was on it. Of course, if we don't get this place, I'll have to delete this so the kids never see it. What do you mean we almost had a house out in the country? I hate dirt roads. I said I'd never live on a dirt road.
It ain't that far down it, and it ain't.
I said I would never live on a dirt road.
Well, then watch what the hell you say.
This is what she's like. That's it right there, ain't it? Behind the casino. Can't see it. Where'd it go? There's somewhere.
They mowed it. Got somebody out here to mow it this morning.
Yeah, probably the people that just put in a $200,000 bid for it. That's probably why she won't even show up. Oh, I ain't sitting here. I didn't know all of it. You wouldn't be driving into that way. You could get a car in it. Land. Which is a good thing. That's a lot of house. It's deceiving since it's under the ground. That's about twice as big as what we've got now. You could use this as a chicken house or put up a door and lock the kids in it when they've disobeyed. Oh, this would do for them. The big one for Lauren, the little one for Daniel. Give them time to think about what it is they've done wrong. snakes. And of course, its most redeeming feature, the casino in the backyard. Oh, I never noticed. Hey, come here. I don't think we saw this the last time we were up here. I don't like this.
All that junk.
Yeah.
We can have it and have them move it. They had a sale when they left.
Yeah.
And that was just what was left from the sale.
What, propane tank? What, tanks?
I told her I'd like to see what all up here before I mean,
Well, this ground right here is pretty much.
This is where I put my chickens. And move that little building.
What do you mean move it?
Huh?
What do you mean move it?
Well, it can be moved.
With what?
I don't know.
Put a chain around your neck and pull it like a mule? I don't think. That stuff.
Well, she said that was just left from their sale and it could be moved.
Well, it would be moved.
Because I don't want to start with a whole bunch of damn junk.
No, I don't want to start with a. Look at that. No, it's just that stuff would have to be moved. It shouldn't be negotiated as part of the price. I mean, it's just junk. That house is really deceiving because it's under the ground, but that is a big house. It's almost twice as big as what we're in now.
No, I'm telling you, some of the paint and the wallpaper is ugly.
Yeah, I ain't worried about that. As long as it's not leaking or falling apart.
And I paid attention to the ceilings and stuff.
That's the part I worry about. I mean, it's in the ground. I worry about water.
Where the corner up there is,
Yeah.
that's where the land from that corner post out goes up. So this back here is ours too.
Oh, it is?
I understand it.
Would be ours if.
Would be. Oh my God! I would just love that.
Yeah. This makes Kansas not look so bad. I don't see how the.
I mean, some of that I might be able to use for the chicken house, but.
I just assume it all be gone.
But if it's something that we could use and not have to buy, we could move it.
Well, I don't think we could use those great big trusses or whatever the hell that is.
Don't shit me over it's worse than they don't do anymore.
No, that's not. This wasn't listed on part of the deal with the. And you said who owns this land here, the state of Kansas?
When they bought it for that casino.
What's with this stuff here? Bush hog or?
Let it graze it down.
Well, see, this land here, to me, is, for my purposes, is useless because there's nothing I would do out here.
Well, me and the kids would though.
What? What'd you do? Well, I'm just saying, there's nothing. I mean, it's not. You wouldn't come out here to relax. I mean,
Sure we would. We'd bring them
I sure as hell wouldn't come out here to mow this. There's no way in the world.
This is pasture.
So.
That's why we would want to fence it. Fence the yard. Put fence around the yard. What we would mow, and this would stay pasture.
I basically would mow what they've mowed.
Yeah. And the rest of it would be fenced off with field.
With my Walmart dull-bladed 3 horsepower lawnmower.
I just say that to get you a ride home.
I can find a good masseuse on Craigslist. I don't know if they come out this far though. I see this right here, according to her map, is going to have a great big arena right there beside it. That event center they're talking about is supposed to go right there beside that place. So that kind of takes away from the nice. You know, I don't care about having a casino in Dodge. It doesn't matter to me, but I'd rather not have it in my backyard, but, you know, well, what can you do? Because that would really stink, where somewhere down the road somebody decided to build a bunch of stuff, right, even houses. I don't want to see squat right there. But, yeah, I suppose. Double the price of the property and move by the golf course. Well, all I know is what we've looked at, what I've looked at online. Places like this do not exist around here. This much land.
For the price and the house.
Well, I don't know how good the price is. I don't know. I never dreamed of paying that much for a property. I don't know what acreage. Where are you going? Oh. I don't know what acreage costs out here. I mean, this isn't, you know, this isn't, I don't know if you could turn this into farmland like what's across the street. I'm just saying, I mean, why isn't this developed up? I don't know. She's late. I could have went to work. I'm glad I didn't. I hate work. Somebody's coming. Is that her? That's her? Okay. Beautiful grass out here. Of course, it was really tall last time I was out here, but this is nice. This is really nice. Christmas tree.
That's all right. It's Saturday.
We're usually the ones that's late, so it felt good for a change.
Oh, good. Good. Well, you can see they've started to mow and things like that.
Yeah.
Paul Smith.
Sorry?
Pleasure.
Chris Rostetter.
Pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to meet you. I'm gonna videotape this experience.
My husband has, we also have a car lot in Dodge City, and so I drive a different vehicle, sometimes daily.
Well, that's gotta be fun sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it is.
They never see you coming because they don't know what you drive.
Yeah, yeah. So I thought I had to switch out of a vehicle, and I thought, I think I'll drive that little convertible for the weekend and get it some exposure.
Is the air conditioner on? Do you know? Has it been on? She said that it was so cool in here.
The other day when we were out here, it was.
I was looking at their utility costs, and I'm like, how in the world can an in-ground house?
You know what? We switched cool on the other
Yeah,
day.
we did,
Remember
but
that? So it's on now.
She turned it on,
Okay.
but even when we came in, it was still nice.
Yeah,
and
but
cool.
it was on 70. So,
Okay.
but we can turn it off.
No. I mean, well, I'm not paying the utilities, so
Well,
you
you know
can.
what?
I was just
meant
curious.
to turn it back off the other day when we were, but didn't. Yeah, and you know, it seemed like as you went, and this is
Cooler it
my
got.
experience, as you went down here, it got even cooler. So I know
That's
from
what I thought
about right here on, you're definitely underground. You know, you're
Yeah.
underground. So,
I've never been in an underground house. It just would makes sense to me that it would be cooler.
well,
You would think.
just like a basement.
Yeah.
You know how a basement stays moored and even killed. You know, it's easier now, and heat-wise too. I mean, even in the winter, it stays warmer and things of that nature. So let me flip the lights on here, and
A lot of people like the open floor plan of a living room flowing into the kitchen. I kind of like separation a little bit, kind of where.
This is the little office room.
Oh, this is the office?
With the ugly paint.
and all the appliances, they stay with the property.
That was a surprise. I've never seen anybody leave the washer and dryer before, but
Yeah.
what is their situation? This is an old couple?
It was a couple that they weren't quite of the age that they were retiring.
Okay.
She was retired from her job. He was not yet. He had a heart attack, and they decided to move closer to their kids.
I see.
So they had an auction, got rid of everything but what they needed, and moved. They actually live in the guest house of their kids.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Our kids should be so lucky when they get older.
You bet. So this is nice here with having this straight from the outside. You know, you come in and
Yeah, it's strange having a house without a back door, but I don't know where you'd stick one in this house. So
yeah, this is kind of somewhat the back door as far as they were concerned. But they plan to retire in this house.
I can see why. I mean, as far as
You know, everything's on one level. You know, he had a boat, so he'd take it different places to fish and
a long
things of that
way.
nature. So,
Well, it's sad to hear that they had to move out because of that, but
but it's good for you.
I like the texture
Maybe.
walls.
Yeah, there's a couple of different textures throughout the house, but that does make it nice. I have texture walls, and should you decide to buy this house, I would love for you to see my kitchen walls because they're just like this, and I painted them kind of a clay color, and then I put this kind of pearlized wash over the top.
Oh, yeah?
And it is really interesting. I think, you know,
that would
you
be
might
neat to
enjoy
see.
it. I don't know how it would show up on these walls as far
Brings out
as
the
texture.
texture a lot, huh?
It does. It just kind of pops it
Yeah,
out.
I like that.
I like that's a nice touch.
Yeah.
So you could just put that out there.
I'm just.
Or paint. That's another thing. You could,
Yeah,
I
of course.
think it's
Oh, okay. Wow.
take off that border and then just paint solid or something like that.
So this is kind of the master.
No.
This
No.
is actually the main bathroom.
Okay.
So there's also.
So if you're going to shower, you have to use. There's another one.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
This is just if you want to.
This house is very deceiving. It's mostly underground. It's hard to tell just
How big it is?
how big it is,
This
and
is just a little coat closet, but it does go pretty deep.
very good for storing lots of useless junk like we have.
Yeah, we all have it. Sometimes.
Some people we're
More
kind
of it,
of
some-
kind of pack rats. Yeah.
That's how I am.
This is the master bedroom, honey.
Yeah. It's got the walk-in closet here.
Oh, it's got
and
its own bath.
own bath.
Nice.
Right here. So.
We've always lived basically with one bathroom,
I was telling her about that. Dad, can you come out now?
and our daughter is going to be 10 in September, and she's becoming a bathroom hog.
Yeah. My daughter is 11, so I know how that is.
Attic space. Do they know anything about this? Is it accessible, or
Yes,
I don't
it's
think.
accessible. You
I
can
don't-
just.
I'd have the kids would have to climb up in there.
There's a couple of different places. You know, until I got married, until we had been married 5 years, never in my life had I had air conditioning, more than one bathroom, more than one
My
TV,
goodness.
more than one telephone. In fact, we didn't have a telephone until I was in high school.
Really?
Yeah. And my dad, we lived in a small town. So you want to talk to me? Come on over to the house.
There you go.
I'll talk to you. You know, that's just kind
There's
of.
a new window. She told me there's new windows.
Yes, there are new windows, so that should help as far as efficiency wise.
Okay. Now, like I said, I was looking at the utility costs that you provided, and of course, I got to realize this is a bigger house than what I'm used to living in.
Yeah,
And it was kind of surprising that they were so high, but I didn't know if he ran electricity out to that shop out there or what to make it.
yeah. See,
So expensive.
you're going to have your hot water heater,
Yeah.
And you're gonna have your heat come off of that as well.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't mean that, that's just kind of an average.
Yeah.
They took, okay, how much they put in the tank, you know, kind of thing. This is an average. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean that it has to be that high.
Okay.
And with them being older, I don't know if they would have wanted it warmer. I don't know. So
we like it on the cool side.
yeah,
On there.
that's how
Yeah.
ours is. Our, you know, you've got to bring your carpet if you're coming to our house.
It's easier to put clothes on than it is to
Take them off.
take them off.
Unless you're he like your own baby.
I'm gonna get
My
there.
youngest son was like,
Yeah, and he'd even be happy with not even that.
yeah, I know that kid. Got one of those too. I believe there's another attic. This, I believe, goes to
Plumbing.
that bathroom.
Okay.
Plumbing, so you can
I
get
see.
to the, and all that. And I believe there's another spot you can get into the attic, and I wanted to see if it was in one of these closets. All three of these bedrooms on this end of the house are all the same size.
Okay.
But some of them look a little bit smaller, but like on this one, I think it has to do with the wallpaper.
It's darker and it's not, and the light is pretty
And that's-
dim, so.
yeah. So, I
But-
think that's a closet.
These are nice sized bedrooms.
Yes, they are.
Mhm.
We basically come from a lot of rent houses, and most of them are very small and
Cheap material.
weathered.
Yeah.
Weathered is the word.
Yeah, yeah. This one's got good woodwork, good doors, everything. This room she used as a crafting exercise room. She had her treadmill right here in front of the window, so she could walk every morning, and then had, you know, things set up such that she could craft and sew and things like that.
Well, we're originally from Arkansas. Maybe you can tell.
Really?
Maybe you can tell, but so we're about 600 miles away from family, and you know, an extra bedroom would really, the extra bedroom is really important because, you know, it gives somebody an extra place to stay where we don't all feel crammed.
Our
So
tiny little rent house is really uncomfortable when they come to stay. We give up our bed and sleep on the air mattress, or
yeah,
he sleeps on one of the kids' beds and I sleep on that when we put the kids on the floor.
and I can't wait till they leave. That's basically what it is.
Well, you know,
Attic fan.
even that, yes. So that's going to draw the heat out as well.
We love it. We've had an attic fan before.
Yeah.
That's what I grew up with, was the attic fan.
Uh-huh.
And I loved having it.
At night, you can just turn the
Turn
air
it
off
on
and
Yeah. Well, and you know, the office, you could put like a chair and a half that's what I have in one of my rooms is a chair and a half that's got a hide bed in it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that actually gives me one more bed.
One more place to sleep someday.
Yeah. Whoever's single.
Yeah.
Uh,
These closets have lights in them?
yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
we're not hard to please. Whoa, it's got lights in the closet. Wow.
Okay, so.
How incredible is that?
Yeah, this was originally built by Lee Cole. He's a builder. He's also a home inspector
Oh, yeah.
here in Dodge City. He and his first wife built it. They divorced, and then they used it as a rental.
Oh.
So, and then when these people, then he came in after it was a rental and did some updating. You know, I think he was the one. That's when he texturized and things like that. And then these people bought it from him. And they put new windows, they did the front porch, they put that on, tiled it, they did the shed, they re-sided, and things of that nature. So,
I've never even, like I said, this is the first in-ground house I've been into, and the one thing that frightens me, or maybe I just don't understand, is leakage from the water. Like we come out here a couple weeks ago and of course we had those torrential rains we had,
Right.
and the water built up along this back wall, and I was thinking, wow, that could really cause problems, but I wouldn't think that they would build a house that couldn't withstand. I mean, I guess that would take into consideration that.
the old style house, it could be called an earth home or a berm style, whichever you want to use. There's quite a few in between here in Garden City.
Yes.
And then down in Comanche County where I'm from. Think of this though. Think if you had a house on top of this with a walkout basement. Same kind of thing.
Yeah.
So the water is going to, you know.
That's why the retaining walls are on either end.
Right. They're gonna go. They're gonna flood. You know.
I mean, I don't. I mean, of course, well, who am I? But I don't see anything that looks like there's any type of water leaking in like it is at our place we're staying at now.
I will tell you something. When we had the big blizzard.
Yeah.
Okay. This house was had some issues because of that, and there were lots of houses in Dodge City, same kind of thing. What happened? You can see these vents that go up to the roof. Okay, if we walk around to the back of it, you're going to see these vents, and they've got covers on them. Okay, with that straight line snow, it got in those vents. Snow got in the ceiling here.
Yeah.
Okay, then it got warm. It melted. So right here, this just, I came in for an open house, I'm like, what the heck, you know? So I'm thinking, do I not have a roof? I mean, I'm not even thinking at that point. So I run around and come in the house, in the bathroom here, just in about a square like this, right underneath that vent, the ceiling had come down about like that. They turned it into insurance, and basically it was fixed, ceilings redone, things of that nature. So this happened to, probably about 50 people in Dodge City.
Okay.
The difference was with this house, nobody was living in it. So of course I came out when the snow happened and checked it, and I'm like, okay, everything's fine. Then didn't occur to me to come back after the snow was melting. So at the houses in Dodge City where people were living, they would see some type of wetness, moisture, and they could get fans up in the attic and you know, get it out that way.
Yeah.
And then it was minimal. But rarely do we have those straight line winds. In fact,
well, and if you know, then maybe you can cover it or something.
Right.
For
right.
a little while.
Right. And they do have the covers on there, but it's a matter of if you know that's coming in, to go up and cover those. So it's just something to look out for. But I want to, you know, give you full disclosure too.
Well, I was reading something online about the house. I don't know if it was Ford County's website. Where did I read that? Where claims had been filed on this house over the years. It showed that. Of course, it didn't tell what it was.
Yeah,
but
that was the most recent, and that was when we had the snow.
Well, that was our first blizzard, and we hope to never see another one.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, that's about the worst we've ever had.
I've never seen anything like it.
I love this cabinet right here.
Oh yeah.
It's a little pantry.
And the shelves are adjustable too.
Yeah,
Cool.
they're adjustable.
That's good.
And this is great for crock pots, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to have room for crock pots. Now I don't know what's in the fridges, so.
Sherbet.
And there's two lazy Susans, one down here.
Oh, one up there too, huh?
Oh, no, this is just, I'm trying, I thought there were two lazy Susans, so I'm wondering if I don't have another one somewhere. Nope, just one.
A dishwasher. We've lived without a dishwasher for so long. I'm the dishwasher, and I'm sick of that. I know that.
You know, when we got a dishwasher in high school, and my mom bought it at a garage sale, and it was a portable one.
Oh yeah.
You know how you roll
Hook
it
up to
over?
the sink.
Yeah. And we said, oh, Mom, you'll get that. We'll do dishes all the time. Well, when my husband and I got married, my mom was getting a new dishwasher, so we took that. And, you know, I told you we lived out in Hodgman County in the country place there. So I would pull that dishwasher over, and, you know, I told you we had eggs. We had chicken. It was great. I would wash those eggs in here and then lay them on top of that and roll them back over.
Oh yeah.
All the time. I love that thing. If I was giving our baby at the time, who's 14 now, a bath, I would pull it over here, give him a bath in the sink, and then lay him on that and get him all that
It's a
stuff.
changing table.
Oh yeah, I was nothing all over the place.
You got a lot of use out of it yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think my mom paid $20 for it, and that she got, our family got, I want to say close to 20 years out of that. So, you know, and that was the dishwasher. It was so exciting to have a dishwasher for us. There. Okay, you want to take a look at? I'll get all the garages,
Okay.
sheds, and all that good stuff
Okay.
opened up for you. You need to take a look at it.
I noticed this right here. I don't know what it means. Probably not. Step right there.
And I don't know if I mentioned, I know I mentioned this to Jennifer, the alert thing.
What's that?
There was, on the driveway coming in, there's this cord that you put across the driveway, and when somebody breaks the barrier, you know,
Yeah.
rolls across it, it just sounds off a little doorbell.
Oh.
So you know who's coming up your street. But if you wonder what that cord was.
Oh, I didn't even see it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and you know, I think even if this wall was taken out to about right here and opened up,
Yeah.
that would still give you some privacy as far as your kitchen dishes go, but would give you a more open feel. So, and this house would qualify for the first-time home buyers, $8,000. So,
I was reading up on that. That's of course, I was going to a lot of message boards about it. So some people were saying, "Oh, you're going to get a check in the mail for $8,000." To me, it sounds like you're going to take $8,000 off of your.
Actually, you can do it either way. You can apply for it now and get it now.
We want it now.
Well,
Or you can have it tax. Now,
either way, you're going to, unless you owe a lot of taxes, you're going to get it anyway.
yeah.
You did that from here.
I just did it with these. Yeah.
Okay.
Tick, tick.
Cool.
Now this is, you can see they also put in these nice lights, these big lights.
Yeah, I thought about coming out here at night, but I didn't know if they. Wow. This is where the pool table would go if I ever had one.
Well, you know what? There's also this little garage over here. It's a one-car garage.
Yeah. Oh, there's another fridge out here.
Yep, got another fridge for pop and whatever. Beer? Yeah, okay.
Beer.
Said it, I'll say it.
I didn't say it. She said it.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a frog. Oh, I thought it was a rat. And there's a rat. That's a frog.
Is it a frog?
That's a
Oh,
frog.
well, if it had been a mouse, I wouldn't have been surprised either. I mean, you know, just being in the country.
As long as it wasn't a snake. I don't do snakes. So, anyhow, well, our plan was, we work for the USDA, and our plan was to move out here and with as fast as we could get out.
Oh.
And because it's just not home. For people that live out here who like wind,
Yeah.
who like flat land, who like whatever this place has to offer, people that like it, it's fine. I mean, if it's all you know, it's all you know. We know something different. But anywhere we went, this is what we would want. A few, kind of like what her mom and dad have, a few acres. It's kind of away from everybody. So we're thinking.
Doesn't look like we're leaving Kansas anytime.
No.
Well, I tell you what, one great thing that I was, born and raised in Comanche County, south of here, just about an hour. My husband's born and raised in Dodge City. Never left, never plans to leave, doesn't know why anybody would want to. Now, I would not hold that opinion myself, but one great thing that we have going on right now is so much growth. We're secure people with secure jobs, secure financial institutions.
Definitely.
Loans available. We have so there's a lot of good things going on.
You give her a map showing the development going on. Which the land that is owned on the other side of this fence line is owned by the state, or is that private land?
No, it's owned by Butler International for the casino. And it's going to go on 3 sides of you. They own it to the south, to the east, and to the north.
Okay, now the event center is going to go by the casino. Is that where?
It's
Is that
going to go
the
by
plan?
the casino. Yes, well, that's the plan.
That's going to happen,
Now,
right? The event center.
I am pretty darn sure they've, basically said that's where it's going.
Yeah.
What we're
Now,
wondering about.
that residential area that they talked about on that map, that is proposed, it's not approved, and here's the other deal. There's got to be a need in Dodge City to have housing out in this area. And there's got to be a need for the casino to do it. They're not going to do it if they can't make money. Casinos aren't in the business of housing. They're in the business of making money through casino. So through gambling. So that is a possibility. It's not approved. It's not It would be at least, I would assume, could be 10, 20 years down the road.
You know, that was a concern. I mean, if it was, that was a concern that,
What we were wondering was about the property value. Is this going to drive the property value up or drive it down? You know,
the property value according, I was on the county's website again, and it showed estimated the home value of this place. I guess it was appraised. And I don't know what the difference between appraised and market, because it didn't have a market value on it.
Right.
But it was going up every year.
Yeah, it continues to go up. Well, in real estate, we talk about 3 different values. Market value and competitive market analysis. And that is based off of similar properties that have sold and that are for sale, okay? Appraisal value is when you have an appraiser come out and they put a value on that for a bank, for a loan. What the county has, that's tax value. That's what they're charging you tax on. So it should always be lower than what true value is, should be, but you know.
Okay, that's what that number was. It was a tax thing. Okay.
So you can take that figure and divide it by 70%, and that could be a maximum value you're looking at. So keep that in mind. So,
okay.
They rocked this here. That's that cord right there.
Oh, I see.
So they've just started to mow, as you can see. We're going to be doing some more. There is probably not a chance that you're going to be able to acquire more land.
A what?
we're not worried about
We've
that.
had plenty of people ask.
Say that again. I didn't hear that.
To acquire, there probably won't
More
be
land? Oh, how much more
an
does
opportunity to acquire more land, and the reason being is
they own more land?
Butler just meaning they're not going to
Oh.
sell you 5
Well, I don't-
acres to the north.
That's not something.
We've, you know, probably if we could have, it might have sold a lot quicker, because usually people with 4 or 5 horses, they want about 20 acres. So
But we're not real interested.
That was
in
I was wondering about how it's been on, how this place right here could be on the market for what, 9 months now?
yeah. Now,
What was
what
your-
I think one of the things is what is great is the casino actually going up. Because before it went up, you saw all these basically ground movers up here.
Yeah.
People assumed logically that the casino was going to be closer. It's really benefited this place for the casino to go up and people to realize, hey, it's not really that close, kind of thing. Some people, the house is too small for them.
Really?
Most people want a family room, and most people want kind of a 90% of our buyers in Dodge City want 3-bedroom, 2-bath, range, full basement, car garage, fixed-in back kitchen, 90%. And they probably want it for $4,000. Well, they're not going to get that. So, you know, this location would qualify for development, except for the fact you've got to have light comparatives. Okay? So,
Yeah.
light comparatives. Rural development is a lot more sticky about it than the banks are.
What if it did qualify for rural development? What would that? How would that help us?
100% loan. 100% loan. There are certain things that you can even finance your closing costs. I mean, it just is and it's a quick loan. It runs real smooth.
Okay, can I ask you about the people who are selling this place? Obviously, they don't live here, so they have a place to live. So I don't know how motivated they are. I know the price has come down since last week.
Right.
They seem motivated. I don't know how motivated they are to sell. I'm sure they want to get rid of it. When we talk about loans, I don't know if she mentioned the FHA loan possibility.
Yes.
Which is, of course, that's just where the down payment would come in for us, where we could afford it. We couldn't afford 20% on a conventional loan.
Right. Most people can't.
Of course, I have to fill out the income. I mean the paperwork, and all that stuff, which I haven't fully got done. How motivated are these people to sell this place? Are they?
Well, let me tell you. Okay, they did their first price cut just the other day.
That was
okay.
It
That
listed
was
at
their first-
183.
183. Yeah,
Five.
is what 183.5 is what it listed at.
Yeah.
Now, they were not willing to look at a price reduction. I had talked to them about it before that. They just weren't. They had 2 offers come in, too low for them to feel like they could take them. I had said, hey, the best way to get some more interest is to do a price reduction. So left that with them, and then they just happened to call and say, you know what, we'll go ahead and do the price reduction. So they are really motivated because it's holding them up. They can't travel the way they want to. They have a daughter.
So they're more motivated now than they were.
Yeah, they can't travel. It's holding them back from doing the things they want. So we've,
Look at that.
and a lot of times when people are in this situation now, I'm not saying that's what the situation here. People will have to, if their house stays on the market too long, they're going to have to refinance it. They're going to have the costs involved in that. So we always talk to them and say, okay, if it's going to cost you $5,000 to refinance, why not let's get a bottom line figure going, and say, okay.
I'm hoping they haven't reached their bottom line. It's not so much the price of the house. Closing costs are what, I'll say it. We have enough for a 3.5% down payment at the asking price now. I'm not saying that's what I want to pay, but
Right.
But when you factor in another 3 or 4%, you know more than I would. How much would closing costs be?
Good faith estimate. That
It said 11 grand at closing. Is that
closing.
with down payment?
That is closing costs and down payment.
Okay, we do not have
Now,
we do not have
but keep this in
11,000.
mind. FHA loans allow for seller's contribution. Remember we talked about this the other day. So you can, whatever closing costs are, you can ask for the seller. Let's just say they're $5,000. I don't have that.
That's pretty
in front
close
of
to
me,
what
but let's
you were
just say
showing.
it's $5,000. You could say we'll offer you $175 with $5,000 in closing costs. That means to them, they're paying $5,000 of your closing costs. That's money they're not getting. They're not writing you a check. It's just on paper.
Yeah.
But in their mind, they're still going to say, okay, we've been offered $170. Okay? So keep that in mind. How they're going to look at it is totally, different.
That's where, the motivation to sell. I mean, I was thinking if we're approved, and I will say this, I filed bankruptcy. It was 6 years ago this month. It was final. And I did foreclose on a mobile home that was not on my land. Okay. And that really irked me when I come down to the loan papers and I come to that spot, have you filed bankruptcy in the last 7 years? I'm like, yes. Was there any type of real estate? And I said, well, it was a mobile home. And I kept reading. I said, oh, yes.
Yeah, but is a mobile home considered real estate, or is it the property that it sits on?
Actually, it's both. Okay. It's both. And the reason is, kind of. Okay, like a pre-manufactured home, set on a basement, on a foundation, and it's secured down. It's definitely not mobile.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have a chassis.
This place was very mobile. They come and got it. So.
But here's the deal. If it hasn't been in the last 3 years, you're okay.
It hasn't been in the last 3 years.
Now, does it make it a little bit more high risk? Maybe.
Yeah.
For the bank? Maybe.
Yeah,
but it doesn't mean that they're not going to do the loan.
This is weird. This
There's
is
a lot of other factors to look at too. Like, we don't owe hardly anything in credit card debt. The only thing we owe on is our vehicles.
Right.
We don't have a lot of
our
debt.
debt to income ratio, I guess, is what I've been going to calculators. Any calculator I could find on a website, I've been punching numbers. And it says we can afford this house, and it says that we should get a loan for it.
What percentage of debt ratio? Income to debt ratio. Do you remember?
I don't even remember. All I know is that the price of this house was 20% would be considered 20% of our, what was it? 20%. I don't even, I should have wrote it down. Now I can't remember.
45% is where the banks want it to be.
It was 30, it was right at 30%, I think it was.
You're fine. Yeah, then you're fine there. Now, keep in mind, should Western say, you know what, we can't do it. That doesn't mean it can't be done. There's
Yeah.
other places out there that will.
I've had enough. I got on a website and I accidentally I didn't apply for a mortgage. I just did something. I was wanting to just kind of get a quote. And when I had to put my phone number on there, and I put my phone number to the house that we had disconnected because we use our cell phones, and it come back saying that phone was not a working number. So I put my cell phone number on there because I couldn't just lie to them. And I'm getting calls every day. I'm getting emails every day. People trying Quicken Loans. That's the one guy that's bothering me. And I don't know.
We think we'd be better off to go through a local.
Yeah.
Well, you know, keep it local.
You're going to get it, well, and you're probably going to get a better interest rate.
I don't know how I mean, the interest rate you had on that estimate was 5.5%, but that's not knowing how much we make, not knowing our past history. I just wonder how past history.
Also, not knowing you, that also means it could be better.
That'd be nice.
Okay, so, I mean, keep that in mind. Here's another thing. Let's say if you've got enough for 3.5%, but you only need 3%, okay? Imagine if you could buy a point, okay? Now, when we talk about buying a point, if you have them cover your closing costs, if you have them do that, it may enable you to have some money to buy a point. That means you're going to get yourself a better interest rate.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, you can buy yourself a point. You can buy down more.
Well, I might have read it, but I didn't understand what I was reading.
Here's another thing you can do. When you get that $8,000, if you buy yourself your principal amount down, put that all down, and get yourself under the percentage that they require PMI insurance, you're going to be saving yourself that every month as well.
Now, see, that's something we were looking at which is why I did not want to use that $8,000 as closing costs, because that's money to do either what you're saying or to pay off my car loan, which would save $275 a month.
Yeah.
Because this is going to, needless to say, I have no. You quoted, I think it was $1375 a month, which is I never dreamed I would ever pay that for any property ever.
My husband said the same.
But I never dreamed that we would be making the money we're making now, which I'm not bragging. I mean, for where we come from rural Arkansas, poor Arkansas,
6 something an hour at the chicken.
we're doing a lot better than we ever thought we ever could.
Yeah.
And
The top out pays 9 something. So
Well, and I will tell you, as far as when we're talking about this this stimulus money, your best bet is to pay off those pay off debt with that money. Okay,
that was the idea of the car.
Which is car, credit cards, things of that nature.
Yeah.
If you are going to do improvements to your home, there's key things that are involved. Efficiencies are always the best to to improve in your house. It would enable you, if you wanted to, pull out that half wall, put new carpet down, you could do that. Put wood floors down, whatever you might want to do. Pay off credit cards. I mean, that's just $8,000. As a matter, you're going to have to sit down and say, okay, what's the best way for us to spend this?
I had a guy tell me yesterday that he lives in Liberal. He's an inspector, USDA inspector, lives in Liberal. That he was getting looking into getting some kind of a federal grant to put up not a wind farm, but a windmill to run his electricity.
Okay, it's a wind generator.
Yeah, wind to save electricity. That they would. I guess with this new green stimulus package they're trying to pass, which is I think is trying to go through as we speak today.
Yeah.
That you would be able to get some kind of a credit towards a wind generated.
Yeah, and there's lots of things on your taxes. For instance, even upgrading your heating and air to a 97% efficiency model. You get tax credits with that. You, if you're putting on a new roof and you use a certain kind of hail resistance, that's a tax credit.
Don't even get us talking about hail-resistant roofs.
That's
the reason we're here.
Yeah.
That is the reason we're looking for a house.
Oh, yeah.
Had it not been for that, I would not be standing here right now.
Our car lot, every car got held down.
no.
Now that was bad hail. Now keep in mind, while you've been here, we've had one of the worst snowstorms we've ever had.
Yeah, nice to know I brought that with me.
and we have one of the worst hail.
Yeah, my truck's Yeah.
You know, so that's not normal.
Well, it held on. Well, 2 years ago we had that hailstorm, and I didn't get my car fixed. I didn't get it. We didn't get it as bad out at the plant than the other people got it. I'm just waiting. I'm just going to wait again until it hits, because I know it's coming again. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to wait until it really breaks my moon roof and all that, and then I'll go get my car fixed.
Yeah.
But hers is pretty jacked up. But you know, that's the reason. One of the reasons we're here is because the guy that we rent the house from has not fixed our leaking roof.
Who it was. She knows
Yeah,
him.
I know him. I know him.
Okay.
I don't know him real well, you know, by any means.
All I know is what kind of how he takes care of his property, and that's the reason.
If there's a pickup up there, I wonder if he's checking something on the irrigation or what the deal.
He's like, who's here looking at this house?
Or maybe he's looking at the house. Well, you can see by, I mean, when they put up this shed, they did a good job.
This is very well constructed.
You know, they did the cement right, they did the electrical right, they did the doors right.
Actually, if I had my choice, I wish they would have never built this, because I'm sure it would have brought the price down about $20,000.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what we would use this for, but
Well, you could have your pool table out here too. See?
gotta have air
No?
conditioning.
Well, I tell you what, keep in mind,
But I mean, it's nice to have something like this, I guess.
well, and keep in mind, like that front porch, the lady seller of this house, she set that up with green tables and Thanksgiving and things of that nature. You could do the same thing here. You know, clean this out, you know, put up lots of tables, have a
I noticed when we come out here the other day, of course, we could just get into the patio. There was water all over the floor, and I'm praying that is not coming from the roof.
No, I believe it was just water from the car that came in through the front door and all that kind of thing. But keep in mind, when you purchase this home, you're going to have a home inspection. You're going to have a termite. Okay. You have to have a termite. If they find termites, the sellers have to, obviously, they have to pay to treat them. Now, they're going to have you're going to have a home inspection done. They're going to, here's the mower.
It's a mower?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's going to bush hog it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I kind of like it. Well, I don't like this, but you know, as far as the field out there, I kind of like that
We're
weed.
probably in his way, huh?
Yeah.
Well, no, he
he's
can
good.
just come down this way.
He can get around.
Maybe he's all right.
What was I going to say? So you're going to have a home inspection, okay? Let's say the home inspector, he says, well, you know what, I think there might be some damage on there. It's something you need to take a look at. So we have a roof contractor come out, and he takes a look. If he says, yeah, the roof's total, we bring their insurance.
There are people with, of course, I was reading on your estimate, it was showing that termites and all the home inspection is paid for by the borrower. Is that not? It seems like something that sellers would pay for. I'll let you deal with this.
Jay? Hey, I'm Fred. Good,
Nice to meet you. I went to school with Todd.
Good, Dad.
Yeah.
Oh, very good. Very good, Wesley. Playing in a golf.
I had a question for you, and I just called.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, something thinks
Question. Thought of even asking that.
Let me get a cigarette.
Could be your last one. Make it last.
Yeah, I'll make it last.
A lot of land. Never dreamed of owning this much land. That's just beautiful out there. Oh, they've cut it though. No, they didn't. Heck, I don't know. I'm a farmer. I really wouldn't want them to cut this right here. I like the way this looks. There's no snake rolling around there. You know,
I noticed on that pole over there.
what?
I noticed on that one pole over there, you can control whether it comes on or off. That big yard light.
Oh.
Got a switch on it.
This has got its own power, I guess.
Well, that was neat to find out you could generate your own electricity.
Yeah, that's what that David Hunt was telling me.
Well, that's awesome.
I wonder if this is the only. Cause it was cool in there, but she said she had the air conditioner on.
She had, but she turned it on the other day when we were out there. But I'm telling you, when we walked in that house, honey.
Would you go in there and have her turn that air conditioner on?
Huh?
Could you have her go in there and turn that air conditioner on? I want to see what this does.
We'll wait till she gets done talking.
Unless this is just for this building. If it is, something's pulling a current.
We've got lights on in the house.
No, I'm just saying, if this is the only, which I'm sure it is, there's nothing else going.
She's got all the lights on.
Well, no, what I'm saying is that this has got to just be the only, yeah.
Meter?
Yeah. For some reason I was thinking there might be two. I don't know why. Probably because I don't know what I'm talking about. You know, to be honest, I wouldn't want this stuff right here cut down. I like the way it looks.
But we wouldn't have to cut it. But to fence it, you would need a bush hog so you can get.
Well, fencing it is like something way down the freaking line. Well, we're already acting like we got it bought. Now you're getting your hopes up when they turn around and say you can't have it when you're going to quit. It's like an abscess on here. Would appear so. A mighty big one. Mighty big one. Didn't disturb it. Ugh.
Get mics on, you don't touch it.
I wonder if I should be smelling gas. You don't know that. This one, they don't find it. At least that's what it said. Well, so home inspection's done. I guess that'll be done once we get approved. I'll ask her. I'll ask her. Well, of course, she sounds. You know, it's kind of weird talking to somebody who's playing it from both sides of the fence. She's trying to sell it, saying you need, you know, and then she's trying to get us to buy it. That's just strange. Oh yeah, but how would we know any difference? So did the guy selling me the car at Gillahan's. And we saw where that went. Ew. It's more than one.
Well, don't step on it.
Well, I'm not going to.
Okay. We're talking about who pays for the inspections.
Yeah.
So you're going to pay for a termite inspection.
Okay.
But if termite treatment is needed, the seller has to pay for it.
Well, this is all closing costs, right?
Well, yeah, and it's figured in those closing costs. So on that good faith estimate, look, she's going to have home inspection, $150. Termite inspection, $75.
Yeah.
Now, the septic and well, most country properties, you would want to have that inspected. In Ford County, we have an inspector. He does it. It's free. It's already been done.
Well, there was something done in that paperwork that showed.
Right, and that that shows you the well and the septic are in good working order. So that's not it. It also has a water test on it as well. So those are three things you have to pay for.
But they're willing to do the you call it the seller's contribution.
Yeah.
Where they can maybe
Pay for some, yeah.